Interesting Wu-Tang facts. Review well, come on. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Man Takes Shoes Out of Box, the episode where you get to sit there and watch me take a pair of shoes out of a box and tell you what I think of them. In true sneakernomics fashion, this review is coming to you not early. No, that would be too easy. This review is coming to you incredibly late. This is, in fact, probably about the 78th review on the Wu-Tang Dunks that have been uploaded to YouTube in the past month. And so if you are here watching and if you are committed to seeing this video through to the end, all I can say is thank you very much. I will try my best to say something somewhat novel. So we have here a pretty important sneaker for a number of different reasons. These are the Nike Dunk High Wu-Tangs, PRMs. One of the criticisms of this release that I have seen floating around has been with respect to the packaging. You see, the packaging is pretty plain Jane. It is the black Nike sportswear box with the glossy black metallic Nike logo on the top, and on the side it's one of those drawer boxes which sort of slides in and out. It's a nice box, and it is a bit of an upgrade from your regular red Nike Dunk box, but some people feel like the packaging is a little bit underwhelming considering this retro is one of pretty serious magnitude. Could they have maybe done a little bit more to offer up some yellow contrast maybe with the logo? Could they have given us some killer bees on the paper, maybe some extra laces or something like that? I don't know. Personally, I'm not too fussed about the box, but I can understand that people out there maybe might have expected a little bit more from this collab in terms of the packaging. In terms of the shoes themselves, getting them in hands, I've got to say it's almost a little bit surreal to be holding a pair of shoes that in recent times has been selling for 10, 20, 30. I even saw a few years ago a pair of size 8s sell for 50,000 smackaroonies. Now that they're here in hand, it's very much a reminder of the current state of sneaker culture. I came up on this pair thanks to the Nike Sneakers app. I didn't really stress myself out too much about going into every other raffle for these. I actually only just went for them on the Sneakers app and I hit. I got pretty lucky, I can't lie. I've been having a pretty good run on the Nike Sneakers app of late. And from what I've seen out there, a lot of people came up on this pair for retail. At least here in the UK, these seem to have been pretty easy to cop. I know for some of you guys over there in the US, this was pretty hard to cop. And I know for some of you guys down under, Australia mate and Aotearoa, the Kiwi bros, these were probably a lot harder to get your hands on. But it does seem to me as if they made enough pairs to go around. In terms of the colorway, some of you guys may or may not know that this is in fact an OG colorway from 1985, part of the Be True to Your School pack inspired by Iowa College. The colorway has also been known as Varsity Maze, and the last time we actually saw this colorway on a Nike Dunk High release was back in 2020. Now we're going to talk about just why it is this sneaker is so legendary, as well as some of the mystery surrounding the numbers, as well as why these have gone for so much money in the past. But before we do, let's just go through the materials. I've got to say, getting these in hand, the quality does feel really nice. You've got this quite plush, soft, tumbled almost looking leather on the upper. The leather is really soft to the touch. You've got a nice bit of padding around the ankle collar. The construction is good, at least according to my pair. The QC is pretty decent. There aren't any sort of flagrant glue marks or stitching errors, or as I like to call it, bits of guff floating around on the sneaker. It does feel like a premium Nike Dunk High. Of course, the detail that everybody is preoccupied with, and with absolutely justified reasoning, the Wu-Tang logo is embroidered onto the rear quarter of the heel, and then you also get the Wu-Tang logo on the tongue. This is basically what all the fuss, all the faff, all the hype has been about. There are no Easter eggs, there's nothing else like on the insole or anything. Again, people have been complaining that maybe they could have gone a little bit harder with this and kind of separated it from the 99 release a little bit more. But the only real difference between this pair and the 99 pair, at least according to my eye, is the shade of yellow. The 99s are a little bit more bright. So why is the sneaker such a big deal? Well, I guess if you're of a certain age, maybe like around my age, in your late 30s or early 40s, where you very much grew up in the 90s listening to hip-hop groups like Wu-Tang, this sneaker is going to speak to you on those nostalgic levels like hardly any other hip-hop inspired sneaker out there is going to. Another reason why the sneaker is massive is because it came out in a time when trademarks and copyright infringements weren't like they are today. You guys might remember in the early 2000s, Nike were kind of pushing the boundaries a little bit with what they could get away with putting on sneakers. Case in point, shoes like the Heineken SBs or the Freddy Kruegers. Any Nike sneaker that featured the prominent logo of another entity was something to be coveted and oftentimes recalled, and for that reason made very collectible. The original 1999 release of this sneaker was made as a promotional type sneaker. Some suggestions out there are that there were 36 pairs that were made to honor the Wu-Tang's debut album in 1993, the 36 Chambers Into the Wu-Tang. This number has been disputed and modified and pumped up to maybe 50 pairs or 100 pairs, depending on what source you want to go to. Whichever number you want to subscribe to, there were very limited quantities of the Wu-Tang Dunks made in 1999, and they were predominantly shared around friends and family or execs or high-ups. I have also seen some videos and some rumors that this collaboration or this retro has been something that's been on Nike's mind for a little while now. They've tried to get this sneaker to come out again, and as a result, certain samples are out there as well.
Wu-Tang was supposed to do an anniversary Wu-Tang Dunk and bring back the original Wu-Tang Dunk. This was 2015. This was supposed to re-release as an anniversary shoe. It didn't happen because the people that were speaking on behalf for Wu-Tang with Nike, they couldn't get on the same page, canceled release. So this is a sample pair of something that technically doesn't even exist. This is 60 grand.
Now, according to RZA, who is one of the most prominent members of the Wu-Tang, he owns the trademark to the Wu-Tang logo. He wasn't really trying to see this shoe retro over the past 5 or 10 years.
This thing becomes so iconic and so rare that Nike wanted to do it again. And it's been almost 10 years of this same conversation. I never, as a trademark holder, never wanted to do it again. Then now, as we move into this new generation, what really inspired me is I was in Japan, walked into StockX just for fun, it's, oh, you got the Wu Dunk? And they was like, no, we don't have that. We can't get that here.
So rare.
Right? I was like, what do you mean? They said they looked it up. They was like, well, we can order, we could get $100,000. Now it's like, if the value of it is up to there, that means that the public may deserve some of that.
They want it.
Yeah, the public want it and deserve it.
One of the big reasons why this sneaker has been a hot talking point is because it represents better than any other shoe that we've seen retro this year, this idea of the removal of the sacredness of sneakers. Nothing in the Nike vault is sacred anymore. If they can go into the vault and bring out shoes that have been reselling in the market for 40K, 50K, 60K, what's to stop them from retroing absolutely anything? And this, of course, is a bit of a debatable topic in sneaker culture, because there are people out there, hardcore collectors, that have maybe put in the footwork or put in the time to develop the right types of connections to get a hold of these once very rare sneakers and pay over the odds for them, only for them to retro further down the line. And whilst that doesn't diminish or take away from the work that they had to do to get that shoe, there is something a little bit hollow about having a really expensive sneaker you paid over the odds for that someone else has just copped for $150. It's also drummed up debates around Nike's whole approach. Kind of feels like this is maybe a bit of a desperate measure to go into the vault to bring out some stuff that they know is going to sell well. I don't know. This is just the feedback I'm hearing out there. Getting back to the actual review, talking about the fits and talking about the feel. In terms of the fit, these fits true to size, just like a Jordan 1 High. In terms of the comfort, bro, these are not comfortable, just like the Jordan 1 High. In terms of the resale, right now the lowest ask on StockX is £214, so that's probably around 240 quid. after all of the fees and stuff like that. These were $150 or 135 pounds. So if you wanted to get them, bro, you're paying £100 over the retail. You could probably find them a little bit less in different markets. And there we go. Those are my thoughts, bro. The Wu-Tang Dunks, man, they are here. This has to be one of the best retros of the entire year. I'm gonna be putting together a video pretty soon talking about the best retros from this year, and these are definitely gonna be on the list. I'm already thinking these have got to be top 5. I know for some of you guys out there, this is by far and away the best release of the year, and understandably so. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought. Have you guys got your pair? Did you guys miss? Let me know down below. And as always, guys, thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Really appreciate you guys messing with the content. Do me a favor and like the video before you bounce, and I will see you on the next one. Take care for now, and peace.